What's up guys, it's Nick. I'm just bringing you a quick video on how to craft the cluster jewels for the int strength stacking Righteous Fire build. We'll start off with the large cluster jewel, which is this one here. So you need a 12 passive increased fire damage large cluster, which is at least eye level 84, because you're going to need to roll this for what you see right here, 35% increased effect. So I'm going to show you how you would do that on the medium cluster if you don't know how to do that. So if you don't have a lot of chaos orbs, you can always just use a transmute to make it magic, and then use alterations to just spam until you get plus 35% increased effect. I've already managed to do that on this large cluster here, and we also somehow managed to hit T1 strength. So even if this fracture fails, if it hopefully hits the strength, then it won't be so bad. So basically, once you've rolled this and you've got at least all passive skills have 35% increased strength, you're going to need to go and pick up a fracturing orb, because you're going to need to fracture that onto the cluster jewel, like you see here. For those of you that are new to Path of Exile and don't know what fracturing means, fracturing basically means that when you scour the item, the mod remains. So the mod stays on the item for its lifetime. So one fracturing orb. So what you're going to do is you're going to get your cluster there, you right click the fracturing orb, and we hopefully will hit 35% increased effect. And unfortunately we didn't. We hit the +2 to int. So what you would do at this point is as follows. Okay, so since that fracture failed, we're going to have to continue in Craft of Exile, which is basically just a crafting simulator. So let's pretend that this is what we have in game and we landed the fracture. Just bear in mind that it is a very small chance to hit. It's 1 in 4. It could take you multiple tries. You could get it first try. As you just saw, that first one unfortunately bricked for me, and I don't really have the currency to keep rolling them. So the fossils that you're going to want to use, and if you don't know how fossils work, you have resonators which look like this, and you put the fossils inside the resonators, and you then right click and then left click on the jewel, and it re-rolls it basically. We're going to be using pristine fossils and fundamental fossils. So if we put pristine and fundamental, this will now emulate what will happen as if we were doing it in game. So what we're looking for now is life, strength, and all attributes of a high tier. So just bear in mind that this also can take quite some time depending on how lucky you get. But it's not as expensive as fracturing. I believe fundamental fossils are about 6 to 7 chaos. The pristine fossils are very cheap. And the resonators are roughly 1 to 2 chaos as well. So we'll just keep going until we get basically what we're kind of looking for. So strength and all attributes is okay, but it's quite a low tier. I normally wouldn't settle with anything that has tier 3. Ideally, we are looking for at least T1s and T2s, especially at this point in the league and with how much you're going to invest into crafting this. But basically, this is what you would do until you hit and get something that looks like this cluster jewel here. So that's how you would craft that. How we make the medium clusters is a little bit of a different story. Master of Fire is the rare modifier on the medium burning damage clusters. So you'll see here I have a medium cluster with adds 5 passives. It can be a 4 or a 5 passive, it doesn't matter. So 4 or 5 passive increased burning damage, eye level 84 is quite important. What you're going to want to do is once you've bought that, I like to buy Life Force because it's the easiest and the cheapest way of re-rolling. So we'll go search for Life Force and we'll get the red Life Force. We'll buy 16,000 and we're going to roll, and we're going to see if we can hit it together on the stream. I may speed this up. What we're basically going to do is we're just going to keep reforging it until we get the passive that we're looking for, which is Master of Fire. So I may not even hit it in this many rolls. It's that rare. But I will speed it up, and if we don't hit it, then I'll just explain from there. Okay, so unfortunately we didn't hit it. Like I said, it is very rare, and that's why crafting these can get quite expensive. So you can buy a medium which already has it on it, but they can also be quite expensive. It depends on the supply and demand. But if you didn't hit it in that case, you would just buy more juice and keep rolling until you hit Master of Fire. And then again, it's the same process as with the large cluster jewel. You're going to have to do the 1 in 4, and hopefully it will hit Master of Fire. In the case that you do hit Master of Fire, the next step is really easy, because all you're going to do is take the cluster and put it in and just reforge fire like I've done here until you hit fan the flames, which is really common. It will come up very frequently. And you also want to hit strength and all attributes. That would probably be ideal. Or you could hit strength and int. So that's how you would craft the clusters for the build. I'm sorry that this one failed, and I'm sorry that we weren't able to hit Master of Fire, but that's the process that you guys would need to do. So hopefully that's clear, and if you guys need any help or if there's anything that you're unsure of in the video, then just let me know in the comments. But otherwise, enjoy the rest of your day, guys, and take care.